What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. And many of you guys have been asking about this new Dallas Clark. You want to know if it's worth it to go after him. Now, immediately when I tweeted it out, I put it on Instagram, it was on Facebook, all at GmiasWorld. Various comments came in. You guys were very, very on point with it immediately about his run blocking. All right, so pretty much right now, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Brian BOSWORTH, Boz, as they may call him. I don't know, does he automatically get trucked every time by Bo? Just asking for a friend. Either way, we're going to go ahead. We're going to take a look at Dallas Clark's card. And many of us right now, like pretty much what I'm doing is I'm more than likely going to say for Kittle. Many of you guys already know why. He's going to be one of the faster tight ends. I know Evan Ingram is pretty fast right now, chemmed. And many of you guys have been asking, you know, Gmia, what about that? Like, what do you think about Evan Ingram as opposed to George Kittle, you know, Delaney Walker, these guys? What is the whole objective about it? You know, that's very, very complex. Initially, you're going to see right now that his price is very, very low. He's all the way down to $269. It's a reason for that. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on with his card in all actuality. You know, the 84 speed is all great. You know, 68 strength. Remember, that's going to go up one, the numbers that we see right here because of the power up, which you can always get for free by doing the solo. All right, now, spec catch 89. That's huge because that's going to go to 90 when it's chem. So obviously, in certain instances, the game is so random, you may be able to maul somebody into another galaxy with this card, but it'll be justified because he has the attributes for it. You see what I'm saying? It's not like he's just doing it. Like, you know, put it like this. Like when a little tiny dude goes out there like Tariq Cohen and mosses you into oblivion, you immediately rage, you try to break something. That's understandable. This guy's going to have a spec catch, and what EA has taught us is that they don't give a beep about what you think with realism. When they have the attribute, they're probably more than likely going to moss you. All right, so you got to be able to figure that out yourselves. Now, as we go down through it, right, I'm going to even go to the 90 overall Kittle. Once we get down to what really matters with the run block, that's a major issue. Okay, now, he was more of he was a hybrid. You know what I'm saying? Dallas Clark, if you guys remember watching him, he was a hybrid player. Like, the dude was always open, excellent route runner. You can see his medium route running is pretty similar to the way Torrey Holt's is. So what that means is if you get this card, the benefit of it is if you run those close formations and then you run those out routes. Because what people don't really understand about this game, and I've been saying it over and over again, Torrey Holt is going to dominate on those out routes and posts way better than Randy Moss and the other long range guys, obviously because of their different, you know, their traits. Like, he's a route technician. And these players have that type of stuff where they can get open, but primarily it's because of that middle route. That middle route running is so dangerous with Torrey Holt. Other than that, he's garbage. Like, if you try to throw streaks to him, more than likely he's going to drop the ball, and I think he likes that he does it. You know, low key, because he does it too often to me. So I think he actually likes it, and it makes me rage, but that's a whole nother story. That's the only real benefit I see from this card, okay? If you guys want to go through and get it to make your offensive passing game, which in Madden 20, many of us are still debating about it, because I do believe you can still pass. You just have to have specific routes. It's not like last year where you could get guys open on certain things. You have to know what you're doing as far as like the route, you know, like how you route everything and how you put the foreman out there, the route concepts and what you do and what you mix and what you match with it. Because other than that, cover 3 plays out of this world. They've tuned it. They've continuously made cover 3 very, very unrealistic in certain aspects in which the zones just do whatever. Even when they're not in match concepts, they'll just cover the entire field. And most people are just running cover 3 the entire game and getting wins, which is very, very disgusting. But with somebody like this, if he's out there, he's going to be a liability in your run game, but you can always hit somebody on the post. Okay, you can hit somebody on the out route, and he's going to definitely be open. But he couldn't block a dead fly. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this right now. My grandma could block better than him, dog. Like, listen, look, bro, don't get him if that's what you're looking to do. If you want to put him out wide, maybe, you know, at a wide receiver position, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Because his run block is similar to like T.O.'s in the 50s and, you know, Torrey Holt. Like, I don't know what you can do with this card, bro. You know, unless you're like a Colts fan, I don't really see, because it doesn't really make any sense because he has the same run block as Torrey Holt, and they're going to do the same things primarily. Usually the benefit of the tight end, if they're fast, is that they also get other perks. You see what I'm saying? Like, they can, you know, they can block, they have impact block. That's the thing about George Kittle and Bits. Once we get his other power up, we're going to be able to do a lot of work with this guy. Because we can actually put him out wide, and if somebody presses and he gets over the top, he can actually outrun people. That's the difference between George Kittle and Dallas Clark. For those of you guys that, you know, were really wondering, like, what's going on with it? What's the dealio? You know what I'm saying? What's the scenario? Like, you know what I'm talking about. And that's pretty much where I would leave it with that. As far as this guy over here, the right outside linebacker, he's a Tennessee Titan, running around Keith Bullock. You can see he's very cheap. Obviously, the best case scenario will be Jadeveon Clowney. I actually played against Clowney recently, and I think he took my underwear through my uniform, and I don't know how he did it. Probably was like Zoolander. He dominated me. I don't know what he did and what was going on, why my left tackle wouldn't block. He was in the backfield every single snap. Now, with this guy, immediately what I noticed is that he has no finesse moves, he has no power moves. So it's definitely a no for me, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's straight Randy. Like, bruh, no. It's a no for me, dog. This dude right here is garbage. But, no, there is no but. He's just garbage. I would not partake in this unless you're looking for certain chems. We could go pretty much, let's look at his zone coverage. I guess they're trying to say he's a zone guy or something, because he has nothing else. Maybe zone man, something like that. What does he got going on with that? Man coverage 84, play recognition 90. All right, so that's what he is. He's a coverage linebacker. All right, so he's not garbage. I take it back. All right, it's a no for me still because I don't care about it, but he could actually not play zone on anything. Like, even though his numbers are pretty decent, he could literally go out there and just stand there and not do anything. And that's typically what happens. Players like Ryan Shazier, they have a little bit more success with that stuff. But for me, my linebackers, I prefer that they have attributes like finesse move, power move, etc. You know what I'm saying? Block shed to the best of their ability. I don't really want my right outside linebackers playing coverage. They're usually just blitzing. Unless you play a psycho that wants to break the pocket every single snap. You spy them, then send them after they, run outside the pocket, whatever, different things like that. But typically, that's the way it works. But that's what this guy is. So that's why I always double check and see what's going on. High play rec, decent tackle. All right, cool. So that's what he's for. Dude is mad weak, bro. The dude couldn't lift a metal spoon, like a little tiny metal spoon, bro. The dude got a 74 strength as a grown man. But then again, LT was a savage. So we're not even going to compare the two. Like, we'll just leave it like that. But you can see by his coverage numbers that he's pretty good. And that was something that you were looking to engage with for any reason at all. Now, when we go to middle linebacker, Zoe, okay, let me, where's this guy at, man? Was he at the bot? I know people are, yeah, because nobody's going to go crazy over this guy, Boz, because, the dude is known for getting trucked by Bo Jackson. But again, with what he has to offer, we're not really worried about the zone coverage at this point, because we've seen with Ray Lewis that primarily we're going to use them as a rusher or we're going to user them. Now he's 6'2". All right, I want my players that are middle linebackers a little bit taller, but I do have Ryan Shazier there, but Ryan Shazier is also a 91 speed, so, it pretty much works out for me in that regard. But this guy does have awesome hit power, and he will, at the point up until Bo ran him over, he was a pretty dominant force out there. You know what I'm saying? But again, that hit power is going to be something fierce, because a lot of you guys love to run around and click off with Enforcer. So this guy is your cup of tea, if that's what you were looking for. But there is so many middle linebackers now for, the Seahawks. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I guess they had to get Boz in there. They wanted to see, if people would go out there and get him. He's very cheap, though. 692K is very cheap for a limited card. Legend. Just so, if it was somebody that everybody wanted, it would definitely well be above, $1 million, 900K, something like that. So that should let you know a little bit more about the card and where we're going. Now, as far as Ray Lewis goes, like, some of you guys were asking, like, would I be willing to, like, change it up, whatever? In all honesty, why? Why would I do that? Because I'm already dealing with Ray Lewis with whatever he's doing. I don't even know what he's doing most of the time. The dude can't play zone. Like, he don't know what's going on. The dude has the perception of a blind bat. He doesn't know when the ball's in the air, anything that's going on with his zone coverage. Why would I then go with somebody with lower zone that got trucked by Bo Jackson and that's what he's known for? At least Ray Lewis is known for a white suit. All right, look, listen, we don't need to get into that. This is the problem, bro. We don't need to go and get Boz. Okay, if you're a Seattle Seahawks fan and you want, Boz, whatever, feel free to go ahead and take care of business with it. For me, it's a hard pass. It's a hard pass. So for all the 3 legends that have just been released, I don't really see a reason for going crazy over it. But that's based on where my team is at currently, where we are right now. I just want to point out, like I said, in all actuality, you guys can still go into the challenges. Remember that I believe the limited one expires. So it's back to that because the Madden 10 is over. So you're going to see BOSWORTH, but I think this one expires, right? The third one? Those expire, yeah, so those expire after the week. So if you just still wanted to get his power up, I would probably go after it, just get it, because, you know, if you have the time to spend, you know, whatever doing this, and you're going to want to come back later and utilize it for whatever reason, always remember now that the limited cards, their solos, they expire, you know, once the weekend's over. So definitely get that done if you want it. If not, you know what I'm saying, and you believe that it'll be there regardless, I would leave it, you know, as is, and we'll go from there. But as far as my squad goes currently, I have no place for them, because I'm going to show you really quickly right now. When I go into George Kittle's power-up, George Kittle is going to be a savage beast with the 49ers chem, because he's going to get that extra +1 speed, all that stuff, etc., etc. But he's going to be a 90 speed. So, you know, once I get my funds right and I'm able to do what I need to do, and we keep him right here where he's at, you know, we put our run game together, and then we start moving and doing certain things, it's going to work out for us. Because you can't, bro, if you stop pressing me because I have George Kittle outside and I'm running the ball every snap, 90 speed is more than enough to handle business. Just so everybody's aware of that. It's more than enough. So just definitely keep your eye out for that. I would try to save up for that, because even with other tight ends that are released, as long as George Kittle keeps playing the way he's playing, he's probably going to continue to be the best tight end in the game. And I actually consider him one of the best tight ends right now, currently playing in the National Football. I think he's the best. I would prefer to have him over Travis Kelce at this point. You know, Evan Ingram is pretty good as well. He's, you know, his name comes up a little bit, but in my opinion, I think George Kittle is probably like the best tight end. Plus, his team is undefeated. So at this point of the video, but not even with that, just the way he plays and, you know, the way he makes plays, I think he's a really good player. But yeah, I would just focus on him right now as far as tight end. But if you're a Colts fan and that's going to go into your chemistries, then go ahead, go for it. But all around, Dallas Clark lacks a lot. He just absolutely he lacks a lot. You can see with the medium route running is 81, short route running is 83. He's a vertical tight end though, so it is what it is. But at the end of the day, that's what separates Dallas Clark from these other tight ends. He will route you up, and you'll notice post routes, out routes, all those zig routes, he will get open a lot faster than these tight ends here. So that's just explaining everything that's going on right now. If you guys have any other additional questions, comments, you know what to do. Leave it in the comment section. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, all at GmiasWorld. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You have an unbelievable day. One love, y'all.